Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and over the course of this last weekend, a very interesting experiment happened, and one you probably wouldn't think would be that interesting. But if you follow entertainment, if you follow box office trends or box office results, or what movies outperform others, or if you're one of those weird few that gauge the success of a movie based upon its box office, then this is a story you should really pay attention to. Over the weekend, for Easter weekend, Universal released Trolls World Tour on video on demand for $20, 19.99 MSRP for a 48-hour rental. This was the first time a large AAA production studio, one of the majors, released a brand new movie day and date, meaning it went to a number of drive-in movie theaters that are still allowed to run in this country, although not the one I worked at in San Diego. Apparently, according to San Diego, it's not considered an essential business. So, hey, thanks for putting all of my friends and even my family, because I have family that works there, out of work, out of whatever. That's my own personal beef. I'm not happy with that. I'm frustrated because I love that place. But Trolls World Tour apparently did exceptionally well, according to Universal. This is an article coming in from Variety just from a couple days ago. I missed this apparently, but I want to talk about it. Saying here, Universal says Trolls World Tour lands biggest digital debut ever. Well, come on, right? Come on. It's a new movie. We're in a pandemic. They kind of, yeah, they're going to tout high numbers, but they don't also tell you how much. And that is the downside to following these trends and looking at something via VOD. So it says here that Universal announced on Monday that Trolls World Tour, a sequel to 2016's animated musical, landed the biggest debut for a digital release. The studio took a bold step last weekend in launching the film on premium video on demand and in a handful of drive-in cinemas, marking the first major title to bypass a traditional run on the big screen since the coronavirus pandemic shut down most theaters. By the way, update on that, Cinemark wants to come back July 1st. So when I say the summer movie season is dead, it's been shifted. It's dead, but it's also been shifted. I don't know about you. I'm getting antsy. I'm getting edgy. I haven't gone to a theater in 2 months. I kind of feel like I need to go see a movie on the big screen. I'm just kind of feeling itchy. You know what I mean? I'm about ready to go behind a Walmart and be like, yo, man, you let me into a movie? I'll suck you. Anyway, kidding on that one. Now, Universal declined to provide any statistics to contextualize or support the super. I can't pronounce that, but noted that Trolls World Tour is the #1 title across major on-demand video platforms such as Amazon, Comcast, Apple, and Fandango. Now, Universal also said the movie had the biggest opening day and weekend for a digital title, generating approximately 10 times more than the next largest traditional premium home video release. Now, I'm sure the studios have got that information between them. I am sure the studios have this information on each other, how much these movies have done digitally. But the thing is, in order for me to get truly excited, to get my nips so hard they're going to cut glass, I need to see the numbers. I got to see the data because I want this to be a success as much as they do. Even though I love going to theaters, I rented Trolls over the weekend. I watched it a bunch of times with my kids. They loved it. I loved it. And I'm kind of bummed I don't actually own it for the $20, but whatever. I'll support it. And that being said, there's, I still want to know the data. So it says here that Trolls World Tour is notable because it's the first big budget film to break the standard theatrical window, which was traditionally 90 days. And open simultaneously on home video platforms. Patrons were charged $20 to rent the film for 48 hours. Now that is a big thing as well, where there's again this is an experiment. Make no mistake. Universal also experimented with The Invisible Man and The Hunt, and Focus Features Emma, which apparently they say have done pretty well. They're saying that they continue to be embraced as families stay home due to social distancing measures. I don't quite know if a family is going to gather around the boob tube and watch The Invisible Man, or, come together for that light family romp, The Hunt. I don't know if those are necessarily going to be the big ones, but I do think mommy and daddy need a little bit of alone time, and why not watch something that's exceptionally violent, or, The Hunt. So we have those. We're going to find a lot of COVID babies. All I'm saying on that one. There's going to be a lot of COVID babies. But it finishes up here by saying, for now, the industry experts are wondering if it will be possible for Trolls World Tour to turn a profit while foregoing a traditional run in movie theaters, since tentpoles rely heavily on box office ticket sales. The first film was a modest hit on the silver screen, collecting just under $350 million worldwide, and Universal paid out $100 million to produce the follow-up and spent tens of millions more in global marketing fees. And that is true. They absolutely did. They 100% did. And we don't know if it's going to be that kind of success or not. We don't know if it's going to be that kind of win. Now, part of me thinks the movie is going to do well enough to at least, make up the cost. And I do think that, right? I think that a lot of people are going to adopt this concept as more people talk about it, as they go, oh, did you see Trolls? I mean, look, kids are out of school until the beginning of next school year. They are. They're not going back to school until the beginning of the next school year. They're home. Parents are going insane. We're being told that it's this stay in place effect is going to happen a lot more. It might run through July 1st in most states. I live in Washington, where we've had impacts here, and they're working on it. So this could do well, especially considering that there may not be that much coming down the pipeline over the span of literally the next 3 months. There's not going to be much coming out in regards to theatrical releases, since everything's getting pushed back to the back half of the year. So quite frankly, yeah, Universal's in a good place to make some serious money, because this could literally be the only new movie on the horizon. And renting it is, as much as I would prefer just to buy it, I kind of get the rental aspect of it. You know what I mean? I kind of get the rental. But then again, casual fans are going to be the ones that are going to really dive into this. But I did want to take a quick look here at the Rotten Tomatoes score, because this I think is kind of interesting, because I checked this a couple days ago and it was a lot lower than it is now. But apparently the audiences like it, and the critics have been a bit more favorable. 107 reviews, 70%. User ratings at 64%, and it's kind of across the board. There's, good and bad here, right? But I do kind of agree with Chris Stuckman. The film doesn't really feel like it has to be a reason, like it has a reason to be a story. And I do agree with that. The movie suffers from too much world building, but at the very end of the movie, it all comes together, and that's kind of the whole damn point, basically. But here's the thing you guys have to keep in mind. If you're asking yourself, why is it that Trolls is going to do well on home video? Why is it that Universal chose this movie? Well, there's a very specific reason for that. Trolls, when it came out in the fall of 2016, was, in my mind, a surprise hit. I had seen the first roughly 1/3 of the movie at Comic-Con that summer. I was excited to go in and see the rest of it. Both my girlfriend and I loved it. We watched it on election night. Thinking life would be one way, exiting the theater, realizing life was going to be wholly different. But anyway, we saw it. We both loved it. We own it on DVD. We own it on Blu-ray. And then all of a sudden it goes to Netflix. Now, right around that same time, what you have to realize is that Netflix worked a deal with Dreamworks to produce, I think it was around 50 some odd episodes of Trolls, the TV series, Trolls and the Beat Goes On. So they did a whole bunch. I think it's like 8 seasons worth of the show that's on Netflix right now. They also have the Trolls holiday special, which did air on NBC, I think in the winter of 2017. It did air, but then Netflix is running that right now. So on Netflix, over the span of the last, 3.5 years, roughly 3 years and some change, Netflix has been building up a very dedicated, large Trolls fan base. And so why not sell it as a VOD for people who like Trolls on Netflix? And that to me makes the most amount of sense. That to me says this is how they're going to do it. This is the big thing. And apparently it's paid off. Apparently it's worked. Apparently this is something that a lot of people are really into. And I kind of, I'm very interested to see where this goes next, what the numbers are, if they ever give us any of the numbers, if any of the tracking can tell us anything, and what this generally means for the state of movie theaters, because this pandemic is going to shut them down for about 4 months. Cinemark just laid off 17,000 employees, or furloughed 17,000 employees. Regal, AMC have done the same thing. AMC may not survive. They're looking into bankruptcy protection. Where we are right now is just in completely unprecedented world, and we don't know yet. But Trolls World Tour being a success on VOD shows you precisely that the world is willing for the day and date release, more so than they were 5 years ago when Warner Brothers was heavily touting it. And at this point, movie theaters cannot push back against the studios because they literally have zero leverage. They are the ones that are going to be suffering because, I mean, just to give you guys a quick update, they've said now that we're not even going to be able to go to concerts until the fall of 2021. Disney won't even reopen until August at the earliest, and it may take a long time. Public, social, large-scale gatherings are going to take time, and they're going to take a lot of time to come back. So movie theaters have zero leverage here, right? The head of the North American Theater Owners Association can beat his chest all he wants. They are in a losing position, and not only is that sad because I don't love it one bit. And I'm not saying this to be like ha 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 screw theaters. No, I'm not. I'm saying this because I love theaters. But this is where studios are going to have to look at their bottom line, and we're going to see where the loyalties lie. And honestly, movie theaters are going to take a hit before something like Netflix, whose stock today, as of today, is now more viable and more profitable than Disney. The paradigm shift is here. Trolls World Tour was, quite frankly, the first salvo in regards to children-based entertainment. But I do want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. You made it this far in the video. Type trolls in the comments. Hit that like. Interact with the video any way you can. You got to help the channel. That's where it's at right now. And I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you for watching, and peace out. Hey, would you like more 3 Buck Theater goodness? Well, head on over to twitch.tv/3 Theater for the Hollywood After Dark livestream, taking place most nights at about 10 or 10:30 p.m., where you're going to get great bits like this. But Dan Scanlon, who did Onward, also did Monsters University. And what I love about that movie is I feel it captures the essence of what the 1980s college movies were. Like, if you were to go ask him, what was your influence for Monsters University, he would tell you Revenge of the Nerds. Without he would tell you that. because that's right, folks. Twitch.tv/3 Buck Theater. See y'all there. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.